franchises will do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. It's the team of the 80s versus the team of the 90s. The Niners, the Cowboys, they're underway.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? This game's from Almost in Full Color. Come here to talk about Madden 19. I actually just picked that up this morning. I got about, well, technically 2 games in. 1 game online, and of course the first game that Madden always makes you play every time you put the game in. Still don't know why they do that. I guess it's like their tutorial, so to speak, to the game. I didn't really get much tutorial because I picked all the higher end settings for like skill and computer level and stuff, so maybe that's why I didn't get a lot of on-screen visuals. All in all, it's still Madden. I mean, the game's still really good. Is it a big jump from 18? Not really. They definitely did change up some things. Like, for instance, I would say they changed up. You're going to drop a lot of picks. My first game, I know I at least dropped about 7. This probably will get addressed with a patch later. I think it was Madden 17 when it came out, struggled from the same issue. You just dropped a lot of balls. This one's the same way. So they'll probably address that and probably increase the catch ratio a little bit, at least for the defensive end, because I was playing on all Madden and I was dropping picks. The computer was dropping picks. Everybody was dropping picks. I mean, it was something that was thrown right at me. So I know it needs to be adjusted. Now, that's something that should happen on maybe rookie or pro, but on all Madden, you definitely shouldn't have that much leeway. Like, if you make a bad pass, you should pay for it. Pass rush is definitely increased. You're not going to sit in the pocket all day. These guys get after you in Madden 19, which is really a good thing because in older Maddens, you could sit back there for a while and just go through reads, and that's not realistic. Like, if you're a real quarterback in the NFL, you don't have 6 to 7 seconds to go through 1 through 4 or 1 through 3 on your reads and then turn around and look back at the first read to see if he's open. That doesn't happen. So I'm kind of happy that they addressed that. The pass rushers, D-line, they actually get in there a lot faster and cause a quarterback to hurry up his progressions. So now, again, I was playing on all Madden, so that's ramped up. I'm sure it's probably not the same level of, I guess, intenseness, so to speak, for the rookie or pro levels. Addressing the D-line, they definitely shed more blocks this year, especially in the run game. So a lot of people that like to abuse the run, maybe in previous years of Madden, I know some people who did that their game was pretty much based off the run. I'm a pass guy myself, so I guess we all have our niche. It's going to be a struggle for them. It's definitely a learning curve, learning how to run the ball, but also not being able to just pick certain plays in the game and get above average blocking on those plays. It's a lot harder to run the ball. There's a lot more patience involved in it, to where it's not just get the ball, hit the turbo, and try to get to the outside. You actually have to kind of keep off the turbo until you get through that line of scrimmage or until you get to that lane, and then you want to get on the turbo. If not, it's really just going to bog your character down. He's not going to move as fluid, which I guess is pretty realistic. Like, no running back is coming out the backfield pretty much full speed. So it is what it is. Doesn't affect me much because I don't run. I'm actually happy because it helps me in my attempts to stop the run. I know I used to struggle with that in years past, especially with a couple OP running plays like the pitches and stretch and stuff like that, especially when they used to run the pistol like crazy. But like I said, that's been addressed. Online, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Of course, online, you're not playing on all Madden. It dumbs it back down to all pro, which is right before all Madden. I don't know why they do this. Maybe they don't want you to have as much computer help on the defensive end. I don't really see it as getting a lot of computer help, more so as you're helping the person on offense at that time. Or maybe, because your other defense, you can't control all 11 players. You can only control the player who's closest to the ball. So if you're running certain routes or certain passes, on All Pro, you're going to have more passing lanes than you'll have on All Madden. There's nothing the other player can do about that. Now, you can try to set up your defense to take away certain things, but you can't double everything. So if there's one-on-one coverage, all pro is not going to guard the same way as all Madden. So it does give the offensive player a little bit of an advantage. Like I said, not sure why they do this. I would assume they do it because of the latency issue online. Like all Madden, the kicking meter is definitely a lot faster than it is on All Pro. All Pro, it slows down a lot. So I'm assuming they do this kind of maybe to address any slight lag or input delay online so that you're not constantly missing field goals. Because when I first put the game in and was playing on All Madden, I definitely missed the first field goal I kicked because I forgot how annoying that kick bar is. I don't know why they don't change it back to flicking the right analog stick. This having to stop it when it goes up and come back for accuracy. I hate it. It's really a pain in the ass. That said, I did win my first Madden online game, which was crazy considering I haven't played the game since Madden 17. Like literally, I played in the league in 17. I was all right, you know. I was okay, but that's the last time I really played it competitively. I know a lot of things changed in 18, and there was things that changed for 19. So I was shocked that I was able to pull that one out. It's actually a lot more of a defensive game than I'm used to in that one I played online. Of course, they still have the Ultimate Team aspect. I'm not really a big Ultimate Team person, but if that's something you like, then that's still there. And they have the Legends packs to where you can, bring back all the old guys. They also have the customizable drafts where you can customize your own draft for, like, say if you do play in a Madden league or you play a franchise, you can customize the incoming drafts for that year, and that's a pretty cool feature. I guess they brought that into play because there's no more college football games, and that was a big thing from if you had the college football game, you could import that draft class into Madden. So maybe that was their answer to that, to where they can create customized drafts, which really is just a sneaky way of saying, hey, people online, please create the draft classes from real life college football and put them in the game and give them stats. And people are going to do it. The community's going to do it, and it's going to be out there for download so that you can import those draft classes and get all of the relevant players that's coming out of college football for that year. And lastly, to wrap things up, player movement. Player movement overall in general is probably going to be something people complain about this year, especially with the implementation of the real player motion, is what EA is calling it. It's different. It's different to get upfield. I'll put it like that. Catching the ball, trying to turn directly upfield. You don't want to catch the ball and get on the turbo and try to get upfield. It makes your player, he takes a hard step back. So, and it's real sluggish. Well, I wouldn't say it's sluggish, but it slows you down and it gets you ran down. So you want to kind of keep in mind, don't get on the turbo when I catch the ball. Matter of fact, a good tip on offense is stay off the turbo when you're trying to catch the ball. The more you're on the turbo, for some reason, they drop more balls. So the less you're on the turbo, the better chance you have of actually catching the ball on offense. And it's a better way to get upfield. It's a more smoother transition to get straight upfield when you're off the turbo button. I guess that kind of plays off the whole new implementation of the running game. And that's about it. I mean, in my opinion, Madden is definitely a go-by if you're a football guy or a football girl. Madden is definitely, well, it's the only game to play. There's no other NFL football games to go out and get, but that doesn't mean that Madden's a bad game. Madden's definitely a good game. They've definitely fixed some things that people took advantage of or other people didn't like because they played people who took advantage of them. They fixed those this year, and it seems like they are taking a step in the right direction. I mean, you even have player celebrations again where you can actually hit, whatever direction on the right analog stick and choose what kind of celebration you want to do. It's weird because celebrations are kind of, I guess, given a hard time in the NFL, and it seems like the football game itself is actually kind of highlighting them to make them more prevalent. But yeah, overall, Madden 19 is definitely a good game, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody out there who either has been away from Madden for a couple years like myself, or someone who buys every Madden, which I really probably don't have to recommend it to you because you're going to buy it anyway. I used to be that guy. I probably might turn back into that guy after this year. Hopefully not, but I don't know. The bug is coming back. So, like I said, Madden 19, it's a good buy. Go out and get it. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.